Hey everyone, welcome back to Escape Diaries. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both urgent and deeply troubling: police brutality and racial profiling in the United States. While these issues are nationwide, some states have seen particularly shocking cases that have sparked outrage, protests, and calls for reform. In this video, we'll explore the 10 states with the most alarming incidents, the stories behind them, and what they reveal about systemic issues in law enforcement. Let's get started. Before we dive into specific states, it's important to understand the bigger picture. Police brutality and racial profiling are not isolated incidents. They're symptoms of a systemic problem. Studies show that Black Americans are disproportionately targeted by law enforcement, and excessive force is a recurring issue in many communities. These cases often go unreported or unpunished, but thanks to social media and citizen journalism, more are coming to light. California. Let's start with California. The LAPD has a long history of controversy, from the Rodney King beating in 1991 to more recent cases of excessive force. Rodney King's case was one of the first to be widely captured on video, sparking the 1992 Los Angeles riots. Despite reforms, incidents of police violence and racial profiling persist in cities like Los Angeles and Oakland. New York. Next up, New York. The NYPD's stop and frisk policy has been widely criticized for targeting Black and Latino communities. The killing of Eric Garner in 2014, who died after being placed in a chokehold while saying "I can't breathe," became a rallying cry for the Black Lives Matter movement. Despite reforms, racial profiling remains a significant issue. Texas has also seen its share of shocking cases. Sandra Bland's death in police custody in 2015 raised serious questions about racial bias and police accountability. Bland was pulled over for a minor traffic violation and later found dead in her cell. Her case highlighted the dangers of racial profiling and the need for transparency in law enforcement. Illinois. In Illinois, Chicago has been a focal point for police misconduct. The killing of Laquan McDonald in 2014, a Black teenager shot 16 times by a police officer, led to widespread protests and calls for reform. The city's history of police violence and cover-ups has eroded trust in law enforcement. Louisiana, particularly Baton Rouge, has seen high-profile cases like the killing of Alton Sterling in 2016. Sterling was shot at close range by police officers while selling CDs outside a store. His death, captured on video, sparked national outrage and renewed conversations about racial bias in policing. Missouri became a flashpoint for police brutality after the killing of Michael Brown in Ferguson in 2014. Brown, an unarmed Black teenager, was shot by a police officer, leading to weeks of protests and the rise of the Black Lives Matter movement. Ferguson exposed deep racial tensions and systemic issues in policing. Minnesota made global headlines in 2020 with the murder of George Floyd by a Minneapolis police officer. Floyd's death, captured on video, ignited worldwide protests against police brutality and systemic racism. His case has become a symbol of the urgent need for police reform. Ohio. In Ohio, the killing of 12-year-old Tamir Rice in 2014 shocked the nation. Rice was playing with a toy gun when he was shot by a police officer within seconds of their arrival. His death highlighted the dangers of racial profiling and the need for better training and accountability. Maryland. Finally, Maryland, particularly Baltimore, has faced scrutiny for police violence. The death of Freddie Gray in 2015, who suffered a fatal spinal injury while in police custody, led to widespread protests and a Department of Justice investigation into the Baltimore Police Department. These cases are just the tip of the iceberg. They reveal a systemic crisis that demands urgent action, from police reform to addressing racial bias and ensuring accountability. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and let's keep this conversation going in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.